Hi, Ted Deal from the College of Engineering, Technology, and Architecture, and I wanted to share a trick maybe that might help some of my fellow faculty when putting together some online teaching. So this is something that might be obvious to many, but could be a useful thing. If you already have your notes made out into a PDF, what you could do is screen grab it. So let me take this one right here, and there's a long convoluted mess of stuff on here. Usually I don't actually give this part out to students, but I could paste it into a PowerPoint here, and I'll maximize this, and I will tell them to leave me alone right here. I don't want to do any of that. And we can insert some shapes here. Now here's the tricky fun part. We can put a shape on top of this and change the fill to be white or whatever your background color, and then I'll just get rid of the line entirely. So go to animations, and while we still have that highlighted, we can go and we can get to the disappear and to fade, right? So now you see that that's going to disappear, and then when you go into presentation mode, it'll just appear, right? Now, that's not really the most tricky part. Is now we can Control C and we can Control paste. We can Control V and paste it, and now we can put this all over in different places. And now you probably already know where this is going. But you'll note that that became the second thing that went away. So now you don't have to go through and change what all the animations were, and you just go work backwards for all of the different parts, and you can even like go one thing at a time right through this, and you get the idea. And so forth and so on. And so now I'll make some big ones here. We could just talk our way through this when we narrate it. So when you go to record this, you don't have to write everything down. You already have it all written down, and you can make for a nice interactive, or you could, well, not necessarily interactive, but you could make a video that isn't all just talking and over the slides. You could have each of these things appear as you go through with them, and it could be a little more interesting, I think, for the students. So you'll see what it looks like there as we come through. And of course, you could go back to the animation pane. So we could say that we have the analytical solutions for acceleration analysis of a 4-bar mechanism. And here is the 4-bar mechanism that's made up of 4 vectors, R1, R2, R3, and R4. And you could see, and a lot of times I will draw on this too with my tablet. I'll mention that which direction we have with our 4-bar equation, our vector loop equation is coming in that direction right there. And it's made up of this vector right here, where it has the magnitude of A and has an angle of theta 2. And then we march on to our second vector, which has a magnitude of B and an angle of theta 3. It's important that that's horizontal, counterclockwise. And then we're going backwards through this vector is pointing this way, so there's a negative sign. We have a magnitude of C and an angle of theta 4. And then lastly, we go back, and this vector is also pointing from O2 to O4. So we're going backwards through the vector, therefore it is a negative sign, has a magnitude of D, and it's aligned with horizontal, so there's no E. So its angle is theta 1 and is equal to 0. And then you can walk through the rest of it. You get the velocity is the time derivative of that position vector loop. And then you can get the acceleration is the time derivative of the velocity vector loop. And reminding you the connection between the dynamics of relative motion is represented in these pieces. And so now you want to solve for the angular acceleration 3 and angular acceleration of 4, which you can tell are functions of these other parameters. And ta-da, you have yourself a presentation. So I hope this helps somebody out there. And again, I hope everyone's doing really well in your family and you are very healthy and staying safe. Bye.